The final days of duck season are here. In this morning's Outdoor Report, Wake Up Central's Scott Covert sits down with Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission to learn more about how the season has gone so far.
All right, it's Saturday, but it's not just any Saturday in Arkansas. It's the last Saturday of regular duck season, waterfowl season in Arkansas. Boy, there have been so many ups and so many downs, Trey. Overall, not a great season, but we're finishing maybe on a positive note, right?
Scott,
weather-wise?
Yes, weather-wise, we are good. I say better late than never. Now, some duck hunters might disagree with me on that and would. Sure, I would have rather had better conditions throughout the season, wouldn't we all? But we started to get a little rain. What we usually get in December, we got in January. But it was but still kind of a trickle. It wasn't. But this week we got that big rain. It usually seems to happen around second, third week of December.
Right when it's getting fired up. Right when those mallards are really arriving.
But we had that extreme cold that pushed a lot of birds likely out of the Midwest, even like the prairie area. I think there were still a lot of ducks way north of us because they were having abnormally warm temperatures there as well. So we got the extreme cold, and I started to hear, anecdotally at least, some good reports from folks. And now we've got a lot of rain, which is going to help some of our public land areas that have, now. Yeah, we've got, 4 or 5 days left. We end on Wednesday. But you know what? I'll take it. It looks like, too, we're going to have some sunshine this week. So if you want to get out in the flooded timber and haven't had that opportunity or haven't been motivated to because of the poor reports that we've been sharing here, now's the time.
Take advantage of it. I love the intersection of climate and weather and waterfowl, but this really just highlights and illustrates there's only so much we can control here.
That's exactly
But we've got to control what we can for when the conditions do turn right, the ducks actually do want to come here.
Absolutely, and that's why we're having big discussions and conversations and work on the ground right now about our green tree reservoirs. We've talked about our W Rice program that leaves more waste grain in the ag fields.
I hunted a W Rice field last weekend.
I was going to ask you. I saw it looked like the water was
about
frozen.
3 inches of ice. Took a sledgehammer out there and I sledged away for a couple hours. And then I sweated, and the temperature is about 18 degrees. Oh, it's so bitter cold. But you know what? I had an amazing time.
Good. Yeah. That's what matters.
Over in Bigelow, of all places. We're going a little bit further west. I was on one of those fields in Perry County. All right, so duck season is going to come to an end soon, but the work that you guys are doing to make Arkansas known as the duck capital of the world, it continues the rest of the year for 9 more months.
It is a 12-month, a year job for us, absolutely.
One of my favorite things to do is look at license plates whenever I'm going around, and you guys always seem to have some really beautiful artwork, and I was blown away this morning when I saw one of the newest license plates. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this year's license plate is a barred owl. That's going to, I know, resonate, no pun intended, with a lot of turkey hunters.
That's right.
It's cadence, who cooks for you. It's a call that turkey hunters use to get shot gobbles in the springtime. And just a lot of bird lovers are familiar with the barred owl. It's a common species that we see a lot, although they're typically nocturnal predators. But you're going to be able to see them a lot more now on the license plates. We started this program, Scott, in 2000, believe it or not. And the way it works, you just go to your revenue office, and it's a Game and Fish conservation license plate. You pay $35 in addition to what the regular license fees are. $25 of that comes back to the Game and Fish, and it's used for education initiatives, things like internship programs, college scholarships for students going into conservation fields, and other conservation initiatives. But it is strictly, by law, the legislature said when they approved these license plates 24 years ago now, had to be used for educational purposes. And Scott, here's the kicker. Since 2000, almost $21 million raised by the sale of these plates.
I can think of a few instances in which I'm anxious and excited to give my money to the government, but this is one of those moments that it actually makes a big difference. And if you don't believe me, just look around.
Yeah, here's the other thing. Man, they're just beautiful. They're really good looking plates, and the last several, many of them have been designed in house. Well-known artists in Arkansas like Dwayne Hayda did 1 or 2 of them in the past.
He's a good writer too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got But we have done it in-house lately, and
Yeah.
Greta James, who is on our communication staff at Game and Fish, has won some national awards for several of these plays. She's done the last 5 or 6, I think, but they're just stunning, man. They're really pretty. And look, you just go to the revenue office and say, "Hey, I want the Game and Fish conservation plate." Pay your extra $35, and they'll make it yours.
I got to tell you, anytime I'm going and looking at some of those, I feel like I'm at the paint store trying to pick a color because they're all so good, and it's hard
Yeah.
to pick. Oh, but I like this one. It's got a mallard on it, but this one has the wood duck. But this one's got the perch, and now it's got the owl. And I think, man, could I just
know.
have a rotating one?
That does bring up a question. A lot of people ask about plates from the past, and unfortunately, we can't guarantee it. It's kind of they're sort of distributed by Department of Finance and Administration
right.
to various offices around the state. So you can find some of the older ones. Some of them are sold out. They're just not
Sure.
going to make anymore because all the numbers are gone, right? But you sometimes can call around to revenue offices in smaller locations around the state, and they might have one
Yeah.
or two lying around. No, the barred owl. We got those.
You got plenty of those new, and you're right, go to the revenue office for those. All right, if you're going to be out duck hunting this weekend or over the next few days, good luck to you. Stay dry, stay warm. We'll see you guys back here next Saturday for another edition of the Outdoor Report.